Thanks so much for coming tonight. We hope we got a lot of great music in store for you. Don't usually like to start with talking, but I have to play the bass today because he wasn't able to make it. So I want to get this out of the way so I don't have to go back and forth. So the first piece that we're going to go play for you today is called Softly as in the Morning Sunrise. And it's going to feature a few soloists from the band. It's going to be, I just asked, Zayden Mole, Evan Jewison, Brendan Roberts, and Lydia Haller. And then the second piece we're going to play for you is called Moon Dance. And it's a bit of a slower, more fun one. It has a mini solo from Brendan Roberts. So we hope you enjoy these first two selections. with this being the last concert of the year, one thing that we're going to do throughout the night is just recognize our seniors and hand out a few awards. So first off, we have 3 seniors in jazz band this year, our brass section, most of them. So we have Sam Tronis, Prescott Jones, and Ben Hartshorn. They've been great leaders for us. Ben and Sam, you've been doing it for all 4 years of high school, right? And Prescott has joined us this year? Last year?
I've been doing this since 5th grade, honestly. Oh, sorry, yeah, I joined 2 years sophomore.
All right, 2 years ago. Sorry, a little confusion there. But that's okay. They've been great leaders for us, and they've been just a ton of fun to work with, and we'll really miss them next year. So we need more brass players. So if you want to do it next year, we got big shoes to fill. But yeah. So we also have one jazz award that we give out every year. This is the Louis Armstrong Jazz Award, and it's given out in high schools across the country for outstanding musicianship in jazz and just being a leader within our group. And I'm super excited to announce that this year's winner of that award is Sam Tronis. The last piece that we're going to play for you tonight with the jazz band is called Party Peeps. It's a rock song that's just been a lot of fun for us to work on. It's going to feature solos from Ben Hartshorn, Josie Williams, and Sam Tronis. So we hope you enjoy Party Peeps. The first piece that you heard today is called Celebration Tribal-esque by Randall Standridge. This is a fun little tune that has like a mixed meter, so it kind of goes, all the beats aren't even, so we had to work on that. And it's just like a fun little piece that he wrote. It's a celebration of life and joy. So we hope you enjoyed that first piece. The next piece that we're going to play for you tonight is called Hymn for Band. This is a slow lyrical piece that the composer wrote, just kind of as a opportunity for bands, not the like really high college level bands or like the beginning bands, to work on this style of music. It's a really pretty piece. The melody kind of goes around the band, and we hope you enjoy Hymn for Band. The next piece that the band is going to play for you tonight is selections from the musical/movie now Wicked. Every year I give the kids a couple of choices to pick from, and this year was the one. This is the piece that the group selected. We've had some fun watching the scenes from the movie where these songs pop up and talking about that. And, you know, some of the kids hadn't seen it yet, so exposing them to just kind of a new style of music and musical theater in general. So it's a great arrangement of these tunes. And we hope you enjoy this arrangement of Wicked. So this group's made up of 9th and 10th graders, and it's been really fun working with them throughout the school year. You know, especially those 9th graders, when they come into high school, you just see so much growth throughout the school year, and I'm really looking forward to continuing to see that over the next couple of years. They're a fun group to work with, and it's been a really great school year working with them. The final piece that they're going to play for you today is called The Great Locomotive Chase by Robert W. Smith. This piece is about a train chase. So you'll hear it throughout the piece. It's pretty obvious. You'll hear the beginning where it sounds like, oh, we're going on a trip, hooray, yay, exciting. And then it slowly speeds up, the train's going, and then it gets intense because they're getting chased around. There's a little like slow part or chill part in the middle, and then the train chase starts again. Then you hear the train slow back down at the end to finish the song. So we hope you enjoy the Great Locomotive Chase. Yeah. The first piece that you heard tonight was called Apollo, Myth and Legend. It was about the Greek god Apollo and just kind of a programmatic piece in sense, telling a story about like him fighting some evil monsters and stuff. Fun piece that we worked on, and we really enjoyed playing that one. The next piece that we're going to play for you tonight is called Rosa Medre. It's a arrangement of this piece that was originally for the organ by Ralph Vaughan Williams. This piece has been played like pretty commonly in some different events. The ones that specifically I'm thinking of, it was played at Princess Diana's funeral, and then also played at both of her sons' weddings afterwards. I don't know what it means. I don't know why I tried. Sorry. Anyways, but it's a really beautiful piece, and we hope you enjoy Rosa Medre. third piece that Symphonic Band is going to play for you tonight is called Undertow by John Mackey. This is just kind of a semi-chaotic tune with a ton of percussion and mixed meter, so it changes between 7/8 and 4/4, back and forth, over and over again, which if you don't know what that means, it just means it's really hard to count. But it's just a lot of fun, a loud, raucous piece that we hope you enjoy. So at the last concert every year, we want to recognize our seniors, so they're all going to come forward quick so we can say a quick word about each of them. Before I do that, I just want to say thank you to everyone for coming tonight. We hope you've enjoyed the concert. Thank you to the administration, staff, and faculty for everything we do, or they do, in order to make what we do possible. Thank you to the parents for all your support, our music department, and to all the students for making seniors for coming up. Sorry, I was going to talk while they came up, but I guess we missed that part. Anyways, thank you to all the students who make my life interesting every day, and I truly love working with them so much. We have 14 seniors this year, and I took notes so I wouldn't forget anyone. Where is it? Page 1. I promise this won't be that long, if I can find where to start. Yeah. All right, I'm going to go down by instruments just to, so I don't forget anyone. So first off, we have Leslie Tyson. She plays the flute next year. So yeah, step forward. Next year, she's going to be going to the U of M for the Carlson School of Management to become an accountant or something in that field. Leslie was very quiet as a freshman, and the only flute in that band, like the very first year. I think you'd only started playing the flute the year before too, right? In 8th grade. And so it was like, oh, what music do we do? But it wasn't a problem, because Leslie was able to figure it out. She's a really, really fantastic musician. She takes her instrument home, practices, makes sure she gets it right. She's always in the band room during lunch, and always is having a great day every time I ask, which is just good to hear. So we're really going to miss Leslie next year in the flute section. Next up is Kaylee Eggman, who plays the clarinet. Next year she's going to be attending St. Ben's to major in secondary education. Kaylee really loves warm-ups in band. So much she has 3 different warm-up packets still in her, 4 warm-up packets in there. The clarinets, they all huddle super close together so that they make sure they're really like locked in on sound, I guess, or talk the whole time and tell me it's nothing that I have to worry about every single time. So that's Kaylee. Next we have Ryan Guy. He's also in the clarinet section. He's taking a gap year next year and working with his dad in HVAC. The clarinet section has deemed Ryan the nice guy and I think King Ryan, from what I understand. And they tell me that he pays attention so they don't have to while talking. So I appreciate that a lot, Ryan. He's become a very good clarinetist, and he's worked hard over the year. And it's great because he worked as a school for the custodial staff for a while, so when I locked my keys in my office, he was able to save me and get them out. So I appreciated that a lot. Next up, we have Elliot Borsma. He's going to South Dakota State next year to pursue an education in precision agriculture. If you ask a lot of the kids in the band, they would tell you that Elliot is the band president. What they wouldn't tell you is we don't have a band president. He appointed himself as band president. But I will say he's been a great leader throughout the year. When my daughter was born in the fall, and I like a week early, we had pep band the next night, and some other different events. Elliot just figured it out for me without me having to worry about it, and that was really nice because I was busy. And so it's just really been helpful. He's a great saxophone player. He loves playing super loud and playing solos in class. He doesn't. But we're really going to miss Elliot next year, so thanks, Elliot. Next is Peyton Ruckert. She'll be attending UMD in Duluth and majoring in English and political science on the pre-law track. Peyton's a very patient person, and I really appreciate that because her section is a little bit of chaos sometimes. She's the only girl in there with 3 high school boys. I'll walk into, we do sectionals, we break into sections, and I'll walk in, and they're playing their instruments, but it's maybe not always on task, and Peyton just looks at me, kind of like, I tried. and I always appreciated that. I also, priorities sometimes are a question with Peyton, because like she had a band lesson on her birthday, but evidently coffee was more important. The free Starbucks drink, so, priorities. But no, I really love Peyton, and she's just been great to work with in band for the past 4 years. Ben Hartshorn is our next one. Next year he'll be attending Dunwoody College of Technology to major in cybersecurity, as well as continuing to learn about music with his trombone, bassoon, and newly purchased guitar. Ben started high school on the trombone when I met him, and at the, kind of the end of the year, he's like, hey, I have a bassoon at home. I'd like to learn the bassoon. And if you don't know anything about the bassoon, it's really hard and nothing like the trombone. Trombone has no buttons, bassoon has 12 for just like one thumb. So I was like, okay. Well, we did some summer lessons. Ben worked really hard, and it was a fantastic choice. He's become a really good bassoon player. It just shows just how important and how effective practice is when you take your instrument home. Just saying. Ben's been enjoying work with the last 4 years, and wish him luck next year. Okay. Next is Sam Tronis. Sam is a trumpet player who's going to the University of California, Davis next year for biomedical engineering. That's the way it sounds really smart. I don't. Sam I really appreciate because I also is a trumpet player, and he likes to play high notes at pep band, which I like to do, and he likes to play the flugelhorn, which I like to do, and so I just really appreciated his lessons because we got to do things that I thought were really fun. This year that's been a lot of, especially true because Sam really loves trying to take lessons in 6th period this year. He really loves this team sports class, but he just really thinks that extra practice will help him get better. And you know, he's been a really, really great trumpet player for us, so I just really appreciate all that Sam has done. Next is Landon Morissette. Next year he'll be attending the University of Eau Claire in Wisconsin, also majoring in biomedical engineering. Wow, I didn't realize I didn't read these that close beforehand. So I did read them, just not in a row. And he's also going to play club soccer for Eau Claire. Landon is reliably the first person every single day in class to ask if we are going to play that day. I don't know why we've got in this head we aren't going to play our instruments in band, but Landon makes sure every single day. He also, him and his friend have taken over my office during LEAP this year, so I've got to see them a lot, but it's just been great because Landon is a lot of fun. He's a great trumpet player, and we're definitely going to miss him next year. Maddox Hillman is our next senior. He plays the trombone. Maddox is going to CVTC for mechatronics technician. He told me to look it up if you want. I haven't yet, but it sounds really smart too, so I bet you'll do good at it. Maddox also took over my office during LEAP. It was, you know, once we got him, like, let's put all of our chips in the trash, which didn't take long. It was great, but him and Landon actually have just defined themselves as the proprietors of my office, putting a sign on the wall last week that says that it is a permanent record of ownership and testament to the hard work that they required them to secure that foundation. So that's hanging on my wall now, and they tell me, they're like, you can't come in, it's our room. And I'm like, I have the keys, but they were locked in the room. Anyways, we're really gonna miss Maddox next year. Prescott Jones is our next senior. He's going to the University of Minnesota Twin Cities next year. He's undecided on his major, but might do psychology. Fun fact, Prescott's been playing the trombone since 5th grade. We just found that out. But anyways, Prescott has been a really good trombone player. Over the past 4 years, just seen a lot of progress. I also really appreciate that he works at Culver's, so sometimes when we go to Culver's, I'm like, or used to. Oh, sorry. He used to work at Culver's, but I used to run into him there, and he would, you know, serve me my custard, and I always knew it was going to be good. So, thanks, Prescott. All right, next up is Jacob Lemansky. Next year, he'll be taking some college classes, traveling and working with the goal of enrolling in college full-time the following year. Jacob's a really good musician who's really improved over the 4 years I've worked with him. He's very reliable. He always came to his lessons with questions and worked really hard to achieve them. No matter how hard the music was, he's like, just put his head down, worked on it, never a complaint. And I really, really appreciated that bit about Jacob. So we'll definitely miss his playing next year too. Cece Muehlers? No. I really should have checked this. Sorry. So Cece, next year she plans to work on cruise ships, which is awesome. But she started on trumpet when she was a freshman and switched to baritone that year. It was a really great switch. She's really added a lot. We needed more baritones, and she was willing to do that. She even taught herself bass clef over the course of that time, which was great because it just helped me out. She was also one of the best interns I've ever had. She never complained about the work that I asked of her, which is not always the most exciting, organizing music. She's like, I got nothing else to do, let's do another project. And I was like, yeah, that's awesome. So I really appreciated that about Cece, and we'll definitely miss her next year. All right. Finally, We have our two percussionists. The first one's Lauren Grimm. She's going to be a Jimmy next year, which is a real mascot, she says. She's going to play basketball and soccer there and probably major in psychology or business. Lauren's a really great percussionist. I've got to work with her a lot in basketball on this. I've seen her overcome a lot of adversity and work really, really hard. And one thing I really love about Lauren is she actually likes to play the mallets. A lot of percussionists don't like to play the mallets. And so it's just nice when you have ones that do. It really just, from my eyes, takes them from being good to great. And I just really appreciate that. She also recently taught me how to scuba, which is some like dance move thing. Yeah. So, which was very nice and appreciated. So, that's Lauren. My last percussionist, is Emily Hexel. She's studying microbiology at the University of Minnesota. Not many kids, like when I hand out a new piece of music, they're like, oh, I have the song on my playlist. And so I really appreciated that. She just loved Was I not supposed to say that? Sorry. She didn't have it on her playlist. Anyways, Emily's a great percussionist. I remember back in her freshman year, we played a song on Foundry, and I think she really, I don't know if she liked me right off the start, because I just kept telling her to hit it harder, and it was just never loud enough, until we switched drums and just made a really, really loud drum. So she's put up with me for another 4 years, and I can always trust her to do whatever we need to. Another percussionist who loves mallets, and so that's just really, really nice. So that's Emily Hexel. I'd love to give them all a great round of applause. As you can tell, this group of seniors is absolutely fantastic. They're 14 great kids. They're going to do great things next year and beyond. They were my first group. I had them as freshmen here, my first year, and now they're graduating, which is just kind of crazy. I've been here for 4 years and got to work with them the whole time, so it's just been fun to see them grow over that course of time. We're going to finish this up. We do have a few awards that we like to give out every year. The first of these awards, I actually have some help with me here to do. The Semper Fidelis Award is given out by the Marine Corps. You've actually probably seen it given out in the past. This year I figured out that they actually still do this, so we have Staff Sergeant Crespo here to help me present this award. Is very reliable, always helping out the band and doing all of that, as well as a great musician. The person who is getting this award is very deserving. Like I said, very reliable, helping out, and just doing all those things. So we're happy to give that award this year to Elliot Boersma. Thank you, Staff Sergeant Crespo. The next award that we give out every year is the John Philip Sousa Award. This award is also like the jazz one, given out across the country to a student who shows particularly outstanding musicianship, is again a great leader in band and just loves music and that. And this year we're super excited to give that award to Emily Hexel. The final award that we're going to give out tonight is the Aaron Kelzer Scholarship. Aaron Kelzer was a student at Watertown Mayer who passed away when he was in high school after a dog pulled out in front of him and he swerved and ran into a light pole. His family gives this scholarship in order to honor him and his love of music and to recognize a student that was very involved in the music program, was a leader, and continues to show those characteristics that Aaron had. And this year we are super excited to give that award to Ben Hartshorn. You can sit down. Thanks, seniors.
We're here
I'm not prepared for this at all. He's been a really good band director over the 4 years that we've had him. It's been fun to watch his hairline recede over the 4 years. I gotta keep this short. Also, Phil says hi.
Well, I guess as the band president, I'm up next. So, it's real. It's real. So, thank you, Mr. Ottstadt, for all the years and helping us. He helped us. In our lessons, he finally taught us whatever those weird note things are, something like that. But the first real lesson I guess I had in high school was my last one. So, we have gifts for you. I don't know what's in them, but yes. Thank you.
I guess I'm the only one who has something actually prepared. I promise I won't be long. I've been doing it since 5th grade. But I've been doing both band and choir for the longest time, for as long as I can remember. And this is nothing against the music program at all or the band program, but out of the two, when I got to high school, I always thought to relieve some of that pressure, band would be the one I quit. And then Ottstadt came along, and he really he changed a lot of things here. Hold on. So sorry. Even though I'm reconsidering my major, I did say psychology, but I am reconsidering. Thanks to not just you, but the entire music program, music is now at the top of my list for things I would definitely consider as my major. So thank you, Ottstadt, from the bottom of my heart. For encouraging me to stick with band. Thank you again, and good luck with dealing with Kobe on your own next year.
Okay, so I think our school particularly has a really great band program, and once Ottstadt began directing, I really saw an improvement in our band as a whole. And I also think that this is just a really great sense of community. I do think that we're kind of a family. I just thank Ottstadt for the family that he's helped us create.
Ottstadt is amazing. He's helped me a lot. He's done a lot of good things for me, and just in general, probably one of my top teachers ever, probably. And they probably will say the same thing. But anyways, don't worry, you'll stay up there. Yeah. And I already said everything I wanted at the musical if you were there, but if you didn't hear it, oh well, you don't have time. But I appreciate it. Yeah. Great teacher. You can have one. Thanks, seniors. It's been great. We're gonna miss you. We will be selling cookies and shout-outs out after in the whatever up there space is. That money just helps to, raise money to support our program, and so we really appreciate any money you're willing to give to that. The last piece that we're going to play, you probably know, it's Pirates of the Caribbean. They voted on this one. It's been a super fun. Got to watch a couple of the scenes and see how the music lines up, and we just had a lot of fun working on this piece. Percussion, are you ready? Okay, I don't have to talk anymore. Sweet, we hope you enjoyed Pirates of the Caribbean. Thanks so much for coming tonight.